Hey guys, it's Emma again, and as you can tell, I'm definitely not on the island. It is freezing here in Canada, and if you can look at the window in front of me, it's all snow. So I'm actually at my parents' place right now, so you might hear them kind of rustling in the back or hear some dogs. It's always nice to come home for the holidays. So I want to do a quick video. It might sound a little airy. I'm using not the GoPro this time. I don't have Steve here with me to have all this cool audio hookup, so I'm using my little sister's camera. So it might sound a little bit different, and hopefully Steve and I can get some videos done next week when he's here. So I want to do a video on how I got Dean's List all 4 semesters at Ross and maintained above a 3.5 GPA out of 4. This is probably one of the most highly requested videos that I do, so I thought I would do this for you guys and just kind of tell you what I did. I mean, again, this is what I did. Take it with a grain of salt. Try and mimic it if you want, but if it doesn't work for you, then don't try and force it on yourself because that's not going to get you anywhere. So the biggest thing that I'm a to-do list person, and I love schedules. I love creating calendars, and I love like physically checking things off. I know, a little weird, but it helps me get through the day. And the days can be long and the days can be tiring. So having something that's kind of in front of you, letting you know what you need to get done that day is really, 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 really good idea. So the biggest thing is set a schedule. I was a media citer. So what that meant, if you didn't read if you didn't watch my previous video, I watched the lectures online. So I actually didn't go to class. I would do them on my own pace. I would speed them up or slow them down or scroll back and repeat. So I would do media site in the mornings, and then I would go over those lectures that I watched that day and make sure I got through them that day. That was my biggest thing. Try to get through the lectures that day instead of waiting the next day or waiting to the weekend, because it's too much for the weekend. It piles up really fast. And biggest thing is after the schedule is make a routine. So I still ate right. I still went to the gym. I still hung out with friends. I still try to enjoy the beach as much as possible. Obviously, when it gets closer to an exam, my time at the beach was very minimal. And I think at the very end, I don't think I saw the beach in like 2 months. But again, just try and stick to a routine. Try and do stuff that you like to do. And don't put that to the wayside, because I feel like if you just constantly study, you're going to burn out pretty fast. So make sure that you guys are still, like, there's tennis courts, there's basketball court, there's a gym, there's yoga. So do stuff that keeps you active and keeps you healthy. And the biggest thing I think is the mentality. And everyone's like, how do you do it? And I could just say like, I study, and that wouldn't really be helpful. And I think the biggest thing that drives me every day is knowing what I want, and knowing what I want to get out of each day, and knowing that this is what I want to do with my life. And I think it's really hard when you're struggling and you're on hour number 10 of the day and you have so much to do and you didn't get through as much as you wanted, and it's hard to keep up and keep that motivation. So I think having that strong mentality and knowing that this is what you're supposed to be doing with your life, and being really confident that, you know what, it's hard, but it's doable, because med schools wouldn't exist if everyone failed. And I think that's the misconception with Ross, is that our attrition rate is super high. It's really not that high. I mean, Ross gives you the tools. If you don't study every day and you're partying every Friday, Saturday, you're not going to pass. Sorry, I mean, it is what it is. So if you study and you put the work in and you are successful, you're going to be fine. And the biggest thing I think is ask for help before your grades start to kind of drop. And I think a lot of people use CTL, which is the Center for Teaching and Learning. They use it a little bit late. If they notice that their anatomy grade is dropping, or if they notice their micro grade is dropping, I think they wait to the last second, like before the final, to go and get help. And that's not good. So the CTL is always there to help. They want people to come in. That's like what they're skilled in. They can help you with schedules. They can help you with time management. They can help you with organizing your schedule. So I would definitely take advantage of CTL on campus if you guys are first semesters, or even second, third, and fourth semester. It's never too late to get help. And what's great about the professors at Ross is that they always have an open door policy. So you can go in, or I think some people like to create schedules or to create appointments, but a lot of them just like you to walk on in and talk about any topics that you're struggling with. So definitely use the professor's help, use CTL, and just ask questions, as many questions as you can. And the biggest thing I think that a lot of people don't do is go to labs. So there's anatomy lab, and then there's neuro lab, I think is in second semester. And I think you can do it in fourth semester. I can't remember, but they're open hours. You can go in and learn on your own. You can bring a group in if you want. You can even ask a professor to meet you in there. I personally didn't do that, but I know a lot of people who were struggling with anatomy were like, how did you do so well in anatomy? And I think a lot of people I just feel like a lot of people don't want to spend the time going into the anatomy lab, which it is a time factor. But if your studying's done that day and you have a little bit extra hours on the weekend, I would definitely go in and see the cadavers and physically just go over each muscle if you can and touch them and really get a sense of the human body. And I think that's a really strong foundation to build up from first semester all the way up to fourth or fifth semester if you choose that route. For anatomy, for me, I'm a really visual person, so I pretty much went to the cadaver lab whenever we had lab, which was about 3 hours, I think, every Tuesday, Thursday. Oh, first semester was so long ago for me. And a lot of the curriculum has changed. So I just kind of got it as soon as I saw the muscles. If we were looking on the leg or if we were looking at the back, I just kind of looked at it and I got it. And I'm kind of weird like that. It might take a couple more people, a couple more tries to just really kind of hone in on it and really get it in their head. So again, that's just kind of me. I would just draw it on a piece of paper and after a lab and highlight it and obviously color code everything. And then I would just kind of put that in my binder, and that would be my anatomy lab binder. And the next thing is find your study schedule. This actually kind of put a little bit of anxiety on me. I was a little bit anxious at the beginning because I didn't know how I studied. I mean, I did MERP and I knew how I studied there, but I saw everyone in groups all the time. And I'm like, oh, maybe I'm a group studier. I'm not a group studier, guys. I can't do it. I can't talk things out. I just love to sit alone in a classroom or at home and then just grind out and don't talk. I mean, I don't even talk to Steve sometimes. It's like 7 hours. I just go straight and I don't talk. And Steve's like, are you okay? I'm like, and I'm in on it. And so I know a lot of people who do group study. I know there's Large Learning Lab on campus that is just full talking and you can talk things out. Everyone's there. It's busy. It's loud. And some people strive on that and that's fine, but I'm definitely not the type of person. I need quiet. I need earplugs with headphones on top. And I need just me, myself, and I, and that's it. So find your study schedule. And I don't want to say hurry and find it, but try and find it within those first couple weeks, and don't be afraid to change it up. So my study schedule stayed pretty consistent between first and fourth semester and how I studied, my style. And a lot of people change it up every semester. It's like they want to do groups second semester, or they want to do kind of solo maybe halfway through. That's fine too. Just kind of find what works for you and stick to it, because the lectures do come pretty fast, so you can't kind of wait too long to figure that out. And the last thing is have fun. I mean, enjoy the island when you can. When after you finish an exam, go to Champs or go to the beach or go grab a drink at Le Flambeau. Like, do it and have fun, because I know a lot of people who write exams and then just go back to studying. That's just overkill. You need to be able to enjoy the island, and you gotta enjoy your time. I mean, you're paying all this money and you're living in a Caribbean island. Go enjoy it. I mean, go on hikes on the weekend when you can. I mean, obviously not overkill, but make sure that you really enjoy the island for what it is. It's beautiful. I miss it already. I mean, I'm like in a couple feet of snow up here, so I definitely miss the island. But I hope this helps, guys. This is kind of like what I did, and then kind of the tips and tricks that I wanted to give you guys to be successful, because it is kind of daunting, and Dean's List was definitely attainable, and if you put your mind to it and you want to do it, you can do it. I really was a little bit burnt out for fourth semester, but I really wanted the Dean's List the last semester. I was like, no, I'm doing it. I'm gonna push, and then I pushed a little bit too hard, and then that's where I felt it with the comp exam. So with step 1 in sight, I can say that Ross has prepared me, and I'm excited. I'm nervous. Definitely nervous. I'm gonna go study right now, and if you guys have any questions, just comment and visit my website, and I'll link that below. Oh, I sound like a weird YouTuber. I'll link it in the description box below, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye, guys.